Hi,
Well,
Dunya. It's great to have you here.
oh, Krishna, it's a true pleasure and a privilege to have you on as a guest. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Pleasure is mine. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's an absolute treat. And I can't wait to dive into this incredible conversation. And for everyone who hasn't had the privilege of getting to know you and getting to know your story, I'd love to run them through a small intro that I have of you and your incredible background and career before we jump on in today.
Sure, I'm looking forward to it, Dunya.
Beautiful. Today's guest is Krishna Vuppala. Krishna is a lead manufacturing engineer with more than 15 years of experience in high volume manufacturing, specializing in new product introduction, process optimization, automation, quality capacity, and operational resilience. His work is helping shape the future of the agricultural heavy equipment industry with a passion for advancing autonomous and sustainable manufacturing technologies. Beyond his engineering career, Krishna is the founder of ManuQ, an initiative dedicated to making quantum computing more accessible to the manufacturing industry. Through ManuQ, he is helping bridge the gap between cutting edge quantum research and real world manufacturing applications, education, and workforce development. Krishna is also an active leader within the manufacturing community, serving in multiple leadership roles with SME and mentoring the next generation of professionals. In recognition of his contributions to the industry, he was honored with SME's 2026 Award of Merit. His leadership has helped the SME Waterloo chapter earn the organization's inaugural Professional Chapter of the Year award. He holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and a master's degree in industrial engineering with an MBA, combining technical expertise with strategic business leadership. Today, we'll explore his journey, the future of manufacturing, the growth role of automation and quantum computing, and how emerging technologies are transforming the industrial world. Please help me in welcoming Krishna Vuppala. It's a treat to have you here.
Thank you so much, Dunya, for the warm introduction. I truly appreciate that.
It's a true treat to have you on. And I'd love to know, someone who has had such a wide career, not only professionally, but also thinking of constantly giving back. What is something you wish someone had told you at the very beginning, knowing everything that you know now?
I would say that do not stick to the job title and its functions, what you can actually do. Instead, harness the power within you where you can make a difference in the future with your contributions. I would say do not stop, keep going across the borders and accomplish something that you actually can. There are situations wherein dunya where we are given a set of boundaries and we are supposed to stay in that zone because that's my job responsibility. And one should not be pulled down because of that. Instead, you should come out of your cocoon and explore the world as the world is waiting for you. So I recently learned that one younger self should not be within their boundaries. They should explore, expand, and look what's in the outside world.
Wow. I love this. And Krishna, it's very obvious from the very beginning of our conversation the incredible impact that mentorship has had on your outlook and your own professional career. I'd love to know, just as a follow-up question, where did this love for mentorship and giving back originally come from?
It came from my graduate school, Dunya. So, me coming out of my master's program, it was very hard to find a job when, as an international student, we have 90 days to find a job. At that time, I was blessed with a gift of membership from SME, Society of Manufacturing Engineers. And this membership helped me land a job on 81st day with a company called John Deere as a contingent employee. So I'm very thankful to my friend who has gifted me this membership. And she was also my first mentor in helping me find this job with this membership. So I decided to give back as soon as I have landed in my professional career, because there are a lot of other students that were in the same boat, right? So I wanted to help the students by giving back through this professional organization called SME.
Wow, I love this, Krishna. Like having been a recipient of, the goodness of great mentorship and being able to give it back is the true gift. I'd love to know from your perspective, what makes a great mentor?
That can actually hold hand and pull somebody up and show way to go. That is very much needed, because the world is constantly evolving. The technology is rapidly growing, right? You have seen how AI has emerged over the last 5 years. And since it is growing so fast, you need somebody that's already in the field and that can show you the way to go, Dunya. So that's why I wanted to help the next generation leaders, not only in manufacturing, but also in advanced technologies, emerging technologies such as AI and quantum.
Wow, beautiful. And like you said, having someone who can show us the way, especially in a time like now where things are evolving faster than ever before,
Right.
is, a non-negotiable truly to our career and our
Correct.
professional journeys.
Correct.
We often talk about the highlights of one's career and things that have gone well and things that we've accomplished, but as we know, we grow mostly through the greatest challenges of our career and
Sure.
the true difficulties. I'd love to know, what were the biggest challenges of your own career, Krishna, and were you able to grow through them through this whole process?
There is a saying called, if there is a will, there is a way, Dunya. So when I was coming out of my rehab after my hip surgery, I was shooting for the moon. I was looking at the disruptive technologies such as blockchain, neural networks, and quantum technologies. That's where I went to MIT and got certified in the quantum computing and fundamentals. When it comes to leading a change, especially when a technology is evolving, organization is evolving, people are evolving, leading that change becomes very hard. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. You never know what people have under their plate. And we definitely want people to get adapted to the change. It becomes very difficult when they have a different mindset, and opinions do matter here, right? So coming up with an opinion, coming up with facts, and backing those opinions with facts is very critical when you're leading a change across an enterprise.
Wow.
So that's one of the biggest challenges, yes, I'm dealing with right now.
Wow. And it is beautiful. I think that you're right. More than ever, we are dealing with people of all different backgrounds, different perspectives, and leading people through change that are so different one from the other is a great challenge. And I think that having those refined people skills throughout this process as technology is evolving and as change is inevitable, whether
Correct.
it's change in opinion, change in technology, or a change in direction, with organizations having to make big decisions in short amount of times right
Sure.
now. There's something there.
Absolutely. And as a leader, the goal is not to answer the questions with what you know, instead asking the right questions and unlocking the value from something that you don't know, because we don't know what we don't know, right? So asking the thought-provoking questions and applying that piece of critical thinking into the game can take the leadership much further.
Absolutely. The power of great questions. And so many of us, like you say, are overly focused on finding the right answers, but really asking the right questions leads us to the right places.
Correct.
I'd love to know, we talked very briefly in your intro about ManuQ and what inspired you to create it. What problem were you trying to solve through it?
So ManuQ stands for manufacturing quantum, and quantum helping manufacturing grow. So when it comes to manufacturing, Dunya, it is everything. The screen you're looking at, the cup you're holding, the chair you're sitting, everything needs to be manufactured. But at the same time, working in manufacturing comes with its own challenges. This day, I've been fighting with different situations coming out of shutdown. At the same time, I'm planning for a keynote speech in quantum technologies. So I want to send a message to the audience that one doesn't have to be a quantum physicist to explore quantum technologies. One can start with a background in math, science, business strategy, software, can explore the power of quantum. And I really want to help the manufacturing of quantum with the background in manufacturing. So I have set up this unit entity called ManiQ to bridge the gap between manufacturing and quantum, as manufacturing is everything. So this stands as a platform for different resources and also exploring different quantum technologies such as quantum computing, quantum sensing. I'm yet to touch the quantum networking and other areas of quantum. So I'm hoping that ManiQ unlocks the value that is hidden for folks from different backgrounds to explore the quantum technologies.
What a fantastic initiative. I hope everyone is taking a moment to just pause this recording just for a moment to make sure to put a side note to check it out as soon as this episode is over, because wow, the value that this can bring truly, and I'm sure you piqued the curiosity of so many that are listening to us today.
Absolutely. They should go and check it out. And some of the LinkedIn content that I've been posting lately is because of my passion for quantum technologies through ManiQ.
Incredible, Krishna. What a gift, truly. I'd love to know, speaking of technology and speaking of bridging the gap, we can't have this conversation without obviously addressing this big question of AI. And I'd love to get it from your perspective specifically, with your background and your expertise. What do you think about what's been happening with AI? Where do you see it going, and how is it all unfolding from your perspective?
Absolutely. AI is great as long as it is used wisely and responsibly. And AI is not going to replace the human jobs, but it's going to make the human jobs better. When you look into the skills gap, Dunia, I've seen enough in manufacturing, and I don't want that to continue in other niche fields that are coming up. The future is quantum, and today it's a combination of quantum and AI together. With the background in manufacturing and with that leadership experience, I want to leverage AI in such a way that in manufacturing, we are able to see the unseen. We are able to sense that we are not able to sense today with the current sensors. We have the opportunity to leverage AI in making decisions that are not made as quickly as possible. When it comes to manufacturing, some are very time sensitive aspects that need to be taken care of, and we don't have to time to make decisions. In that aspect, AI could come handy, and it could look into different patterns where we know when the shipment is going to be delayed, we know when the machine is going to be failing, we know when the quality issues are going to occur. That's where the AI can offer immense value in the manufacturing space. And how AI can get better is by combining with quantum. That's what I'm exploring next.
Incredible. And I love this piece where you really started that answer with addressing this piece around, the our ability gap, our what we're coming to because we're seeing it more and more with these different industries, and basically AI bridging that gap and giving everyone possibility and capabilities to be able to taste success and explore what is possible in each of their fields, which is huge.
Right.
So I'd love to know, how do you determine whether an emerging technology offers genuine value or is simply receiving attention?
Before even looking into technology, Dunya, what I would do is looking into the problem first, understanding the problem from end to end. Once you understand the problem, you will be able to understand which technology would be the right one for you. We don't want to bring a technology that could be a overkill, right? So a basic Python script could be enough to run a script or prepare documentation. A basic AI tool or a CVML camera can detect the failures. And there are some narrow, complex problems that are very difficult to solve. And that's where the AI and quantum can combine together and solve those problems that are taking hours, days, months to years to solve, right? So, using the right technology at the right moment, understanding the problem from end to end is what needed at the moment.
Wow, brilliant. Absolutely. Absolutely. And one of my favorite questions to ask on the PLA podcast, and I'd love to ask you, especially with your background, giving back, mentorship, what is the legacy and impact you're looking forward to leave behind, Krishna?
When it comes to leaving a legacy behind, it starts with people, Dunya. Yes, when we create a legacy, it needs to be there forever. It's meant to be left forever. And it comes from the human value, right? So we are the ones that shape the future of our next generations. So if the future of our next generations is built right, you don't have to worry about the protection of the legacy.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons why I am heavily involved with organization SME, and I have recently started a foundation called Global Discovery Foundation to help students unlock the value, explore the opportunities, give them the inspiration to learn from other students. And also the ManQ on the other side, bringing manufacturing and quantum together. So for all these, you need people. Without people, you're not able to go anywhere. So if those people are built right, the legacy continues.
Oh, I hope that that's end up in a clip. That was so beautifully said, Krishna. Absolutely. If people are built right, then legacy gets to continue. I think there's so much value in even just that short quote. And that would be, to me, this is the theme of our conversation today, truly. And speaking of building people right and legacy getting to continue, what was one of the deciding or influencing factors of you joining a community like PLA to continue to grow?
Curiosity. I was just curious how PLA was helping folks in different parts of the world. And the curiosity led to understanding, where folks like Vamsi, Venkat, Brandon, and you touching a lot of people's hearts and making a difference in people's lives in one or other way, either in professional way or personal way. So I was just curious to understand where this is going. And I'm truly blessed to be here on this podcast with you, Dunya, because of my relationship with PLA.
Oh, and I'm so grateful to have you on here as a guest. And thank you for the incredibly enriching conversation with so much value. And I hope everyone's taken some great notes and gotten, their own insights out of our conversation today and are going to take the time to check out your beautiful projects and to support what you are creating in this world. I think it's more needed than ever before. So thank you, Krishna, for all that you do, truly.
Thank you, Dunya, so much for having me today. And before I leave, I want to leave one note to the audience. Be curious, because that curiosity leads to understanding, and having better understanding gives respect. So be respected, and that gives the person, the entity, the organization, the visibility they need to make a difference. So with that, I would like to end this podcast today.
Oh, beautiful, Krishna. Thank you so much for ending it on such a wise note. And I hope to have you on as a guest in the near future. Thank you again for your incredible time and your wonderful wisdom that you've instilled in us today. Truly.
Thank you so much, Dunya, for having me, and have a great rest of the day.
Beautiful. And everyone tuning in, looking forward to having you all on another episode of the PLA podcast. Thank you for joining us again.